because nobody expected it to be successful. Nobody expected it even to be produced because it was so thoroughly uncommercial. Who's interested in a show of a bunch of old Jews in Russia? So I don't think about the commercial aspect. I think about how important it is to me personally. And all of those shows you've mentioned fit that category. They are plays that say something important. All About Us is to me, the most significant play I've worked on.
Okay, now that's
since Fiddler on the Roof.
Your current play, which is opening in April 14th.
Yes.
All About Us.
Yes, and I am enormously excited about it and enormously thrilled that I am working on it.
Okay. Now, All About Us is based on a Thornton Wilder play called The Skin of Our Teeth, which I understand your wife acted in as a young girl.
She did. She acted in it as a young girl, and although I did not see it and did not know her at the time, I read the reviews. She was great.
That won a Pulitzer Prize. Won a Pulitzer Prize.
The play won a Pulitzer Prize. But I knew the play, of course, and actually, I wrote Zorba with John Kander and Fred Ebb, and we are both very good friends and collaborators, and we were looking for something worth doing together that meant a great deal to us. And we sat around Fred Ebb's kitchen table for a long time, one or 2 days a week, examining possibilities, exploring ideas, and rejecting them, until the notion of doing a contemporary version or a musical based upon The Skin of Our Teeth was suggested. Basically, my wife had thought of it as a possible notion for a musical, and we all became very excited, and that was the genesis of All About Us. And from that on, we have been devoted, the three of us, until recently. Yeah. Unfortunately, Fred died. Yes. But we were thoroughly devoted to this project.
Yes. Now, so you and Mr. Kander and Mr. Ebb would just sit around the kitchen table, kind of
exploring notions, and once we had decided upon The Skin of Our Teeth as the basis for our new musical, we continued sitting around the kitchen table, writing, working on ideas for scenes, for songs, for contact, for construction. And we felt that the show had enormous contemporary value.
Yes, yes. Now tell us about the cast, including Schuler, Hensley, Katie Huffman, and Eartha Kitt.
Well, I think we have a dream cast. I couldn't hope for a better cast. I've heard Schuler and Katie sing several of the numbers, and they were very moving. They break your heart. We've had readings of the show with different people, and they were very good, and the show was very effective. But Schuler and Katie is something else again. They're awfully good.
And Eartha Kitt?
And Eartha has been in some of his readings, so we know how good she is.
Yeah, yeah.
So we're in happy territory.
That's fabulous. Please tell us about the director, Gabriel Barry.
Gabe Barry is for Broadway, a young director, but he is exactly the kind of director that this show needs, I think, because, first of all, his background is he was an actor and a clown. and his central quality is he's enormously imaginative. And this is a show that requires and is brimming with the need for imagination. So he has been most effective in helping us bring the show alive.
I understand All About Us will be breaking down the fourth wall, meaning your characters will interact somewhat with the audience.
Yes.
What kind of impact does that have in the production, breaking down the fourth wall?
Well, in terms of this production, I think the audience will feel very much more a part of what is happening, so that it's not just they are observing a play, they are seeing a play, they are part of the play. The emotions of the actors will become hopefully will become the emotions of the audience, of the people in the audience. And from time to time, you know, one of the characters will talk to the audience and appeal to them for some help.
Yes. Oh, okay.
You know? So
that does make you feel included. Yes.
They're totally included. It is natural for various reasons. First of all, as a way of making the show come alive, it's exciting and stunning. But also because the show is about the family of man. That's really, it's about the survival of the human race, really. Except in terms of a small New Jersey family.
The Antrobus family.
The Antrobus family.
Tell us about the Antrobus family.
Well, the Antrobus family consists of Mr. and Mrs. Antrobus and a son and a daughter. And they are a family that we meet in contemporary New Jersey, but they have lived through the history of mankind. In fact, our show starts at the Ice Age with the Antrobus family there, and continues through to today. So that, as I say, it is a story of the survival of the human race, and it's enormously contemporary, particularly in the sense that today there's a lot of question about the survival of the human race.
Yes, we do have the whole subject of existential threat of our existence.
Existential threat, natural threat, all kinds of threats.
Yeah. Now, there are some parallels, intriguing parallels, between your characters and the Bible. Can you elaborate a little bit on that?
Well, essentially, they are rough parallels. Mr. and Mrs. Antrobus are roughly based upon, not based upon, but approximately like the Adam and Eve characters. And the son, Henry, is Cain.
Now, also
actually, he calls himself Cain.
He does call himself Cain.
I mean, he's called Cain in the play.
Any other references that?
There are many subtle references, but they're subtle. It is not a story about the Bible.
Yes, of course. And there are some references to Homer of Greece.
Well, there are references to a number of famous historical characters.
Yes.
Who go in and out of it, but they are treated as not as important historical characters, but as simple human beings.
Yes.
Who have an effect upon what is happening to our central characters.
Yes. You've written plays and many other works that have become the cultural bedrock of a good part of this planet, and I suspect that your work will be appreciated for a long time to come. Can you describe the creative process that goes on in your head when you pen these masterpieces?
It's a little hard to describe because it's not very conscious.
Right.
And it takes different forms depending upon the project. Sometimes a project comes from the outside, particularly at the beginning of my career. Plain and Fancy, for example, was suggested by someone who wanted a musical about Pennsylvania.
Right.
It was a curious thing. The reason he wanted it was based upon on the fact that he wanted a show like Oklahoma for Pennsylvania. But so some projects start from the outside,
right,
like that,